Welcome back to the Coach Cameron Soccer Podcast. This is episode 527. First up, we have soccer star Marcus Rashford forces British government U-turn on free school meals. Oh my word. You are a hero. You saved the day. You are the hero because he cares. And I get it. We all care. But we want to force the government to do it versus how about force the people? How about force the people to say, hey, I created a GoFundMe account or whatever, and I need people to contribute here so we can feed the children. But no, we're going to make the government do it because doing it that way is way too difficult. So he forced them. When Marcus Rashford takes the field Friday, he will do so in an empty stadium. But the Manchester United soccer star will not be short of supporters, having forced, I love that word, the British government into an embarrassment climb down on an issue that seeing him emerge as something as a lockdown hero. Rashford, who's 22, pressured the government Tuesday into extending free school lunches for the poor children over the school summer break. Having grown up in the cash-strapped household himself, Rashford has been highlighted the plight of the 1.3 million kids who rely on free school meals in the United Kingdom. For many, their desperate situations have become even much worse during this coronavirus pandemic. Okay, so look at you. I think you're a big, strong man. You come from the poor. You know, I'm sure you missed a lot of meals, and it kind of messed you up psychologically. So you felt like you had to do something about it, and it is a noble thing to do. But to make the government do it is stupid because we don't want to be reliant on the government. How about you organize a nonprofit and you get the people to contribute so you can do that? Now that takes effort. That take, like you're some hero. I made them. I voiced my concern. You do some work. That's the biggest problem I have with liberals is they want to force you to do it versus convince and gain a relationship. If some crazy liberal came up to me, and they do, and they ask me, hey, I have a good cause. I'm trying to do this. Would you be willing to donate your time and money to help me with? I would say yes. It's different when you have a relationship. I have a lot of liberal friends. I have a lot of conservative friends. I have a lot of independent friends. That's just the way life is. And what am I? I'm incognito. I don't even know what I am. I'm a bouncing all over the flipping place trying to figure out what the heck to believe. My allegiance is to nobody. My allegiance is to I'm in the pursuit of trying to figure it freaking out. And the ones that think they have it figured out, you're a sheep. You don't know what's going on. We're being fed information. You just got to unplug yourself and just think for a moment. All right, I went a little nuts there, but so be it. This is a one-take podcast. I don't have time for multiple takes. And if you're offended by anything I say today, so be it. And I apologize. No, I don't. So this is not about politics. Yes, it is. This is about humanity. The England striker wrote in an open letter to lawmakers on Monday, forcing them. Political affiliation aside, we cannot agree that no child should be going to bed hungry. How about that's one day? When the economy crashes, especially in the United States, it has a domino effect throughout the world. And you know what it kills the most? Poverty. It kills the children in Africa. That's where I have tears to shed is the kids in Africa. The ones that are in villages that rely on, say, $2 a week or $1 a week or whatever it is they're making. When they get shut down, there's lines, crazy lines. Go look it up if you're willing to do that and cry a little bit, but are you too scared to find the information? If you're willing to look that up and look at the amount of kids that are not only not eating in one day, they'll go a week and they'll die. That's different. We don't need to eat as much as we do. I eat 1 meal a day. You do not. And I'm 45. You do not need the amount of food. Oh, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. No, you don't. You can survive on much less. And it's okay to suffer, by the way, because guess what? It makes you stronger. But if we're always, you can't suffer. We can't have you suffer because it's a pain. Yeah, that's how you become stronger, goofballs. The decision came hours before a parliament vote on the issue, which may have brought backlash for some of Johnson's own conservative lawmakers. There will now be a COVID summer food fund worth some 120 million pounds, around 150 million. The prime minister's spokesman told reporters. I don't know where they get that money, but good luck with that. And I'm not here. I am more conservative when it comes to money and stuff. But what are you going to do? You have to control spending. So someone's going to lose money. I don't know. Something's going to be cut. We'll see. It is concerning, but whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about anyways. Soccer mom demanding refund after spring season canceled by COVID-19. So this comes out of Jacksonville, Florida. If soccer is a game of endurance and patience, some Jacksonville parents have exhausted their patience. I don't think they'll be ethical, said Julie Ebersole. COVID-19 canceled the spring season for parents and their children. Those who signed up for Florida Elite Soccer Academy are demanding a refund and getting frustrated. The On Your Side team has received several emails. Nicole Peasant said her loss was $600. That's how much she is paid now, and she wants a refund. We are a family of 6 on one income. A refund would have brought us a week of groceries. Jeez. $600 a week on groceries. That's a lot. Ebersole in her email said she paid $1,300 plus $875 for tournament fees. She said the Florida Elite Soccer Academy offers her Zoom training to take place of spring season, but that is not what she paid for, reached by phone. Ebersole said her agreement is for games and tournaments. So here's your problem. This is, if you're going to go and play for a pay-to-play kind of system, and there's a bunch of coaches that survive on this. So if you really like your soccer club, you're going to let them keep the money because they need to survive. Because right now, all those soccer coaches, they're playing, FIFA, PS2 games or what, Xbox or whatever they're doing, and they're enjoying their time because they don't have to train at night because they're not allowed to. They're going to do Zoom meetings if you're willing to do that. But yeah, I mean, come on. It's paid to play. And I get that. You're not playing, but if you don't pay these guys, they're going to go bankrupt. And you know what? They're not going to get fed, and they're not going to be able to eat with their chopsticks at their chopstick sushi places they eat at. What are you doing? You need these soccer coaches to maintain who they are. And if they're not able to maintain a livelihood, they might get jobs at like QT or something and get out of coaching. Do you really want that? What would you do without your soccer coach? And if you're not willing to let them have their money, because they have to, maintain their livelihood. If they can't maintain their livelihood, they might go back to Europe where they have a free reduced, all you can eat buffet in the summer. They just hop in with the kids. How are you going to know if someone's poor or not? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going back and forth. It's just frustrating. But what are you going to do? You can't have all these coaches go without, because then they'll have to go back to Europe, and they need, if they can't have the American dream and get money for nothing, because even if they're coaching your kids, you're getting the same thing. What are you complaining about? They're saying that we are going to offer a 10% discount for those who come back and are going to offer train sessions in the summer. Well, that's not what they paid for, they said. Why not? She said her daughter participated in the program for 4 years, and this is the first time they're given a reason to lose trust in the organizations. It's COVID-19. Be nice. Give your money away. She attempted approximately 4 practices before COVID-19, but 0 games. Now, Florida Elite is trying to offer a 10% for the fall registration. That's a reduction. What you want them to give 50% reduction? You're going to force them to go back to the UK. You don't want them to do that. They can't get a coaching job there. They have to come to America where a bunch of suckers are paying lots of money for it. I'm sorry, but you got sucked in for it. And this is, I'll give you an example. So I ran a tournament called George and Abe Soccer Classic. And we were just discount, $100 team here. Some paid to $475. And anyways, it was Saturday night, and we're gonna be probably losing a couple $1,000 running this tournament. And then it rained a lot, so we had to cancel Sunday for the tournament. And we're like, yes, because we went from losing money to making money. We actually made I think $1,200 on the tournament. Thank gosh, because we didn't have to pay the referees because they didn't serve. They didn't ref. So, let me tell you something. Club soccer and all this stuff, it's all about making money. And if you can't make money, you're in trouble. That's a risk you took. It was what we called it in our contract with the tournament was act of God. So is COVID-19 an act of God kind of thing? Uncontrollable? In a way it was, because you know what? It's the Congress. It's the Senate. It's our legislators. They're godlike. And they forced us to stay home and stay safe. So we don't overwhelm the hospitals, which never been overwhelmed. And now they're saying they're being overwhelmed right now. Is it? No, it's not. We just have a backup on elective surgeries. But no one pays attention to that. You won't find one news article about elective surgeries, and that's why the hospitals are full. I'm smart, but I'm dumb kind of thing. When you have traffic jam, so this is how traffic works. When the people in the front of the line slow down, it has a rippling effect to the back of the line, and it causes traffic. Same thing when you shut down hospitals with elective surgeries, it created traffic, and now everyone's trying to get in. And I know this. I know people trying to get knee surgery that can't or backed up 6 months, but they're still trying to force their way in. Everyone's trying to get in. Oh my gosh, the hospitals are 83% full. It's going to overwhelm. Shut everything down. We need to shut everything down. No. You should stop doing elective surgeries. Back everything up. The hospitals need to make money, right? 80% full is good. Everyone's freaking out. What do you want to be, 50% full? You get a bunch of nut jobs. They know nothing. I talked to the head nurse of a major hospital in Phoenix, and I asked her about the COVID rooms. They're like, the beds are empty. Beds are empty. But I'm getting my information because I unplugged myself from CNN and the other news sources. They won't tell you the truth. If you think you have the truth because you watch something on TV or something, you're a fool. How about go to the hospital and find out yourself? Or talk to someone that actually works there. Maybe. I don't know. Am I frustrated? Yeah. Anyways, pay to play. I should make this a more political podcast. No, I shouldn't, because I'll get fired from my job for having a thought. So former youth soccer administrator pleads guilty to sending obscene pictures to a teen girl. This was not an administrator. It was the president. Not only am I a client, I am the president. In Washington County, a man who coached recreational youth soccer in his community pleaded guilty Monday in federal court on one count of sending obscene material to a minor. How obscene was it? Well, let's find out. Timothy Cribbins, 46 of California, pleaded 2 counts before U.S. District Judge Ambrose. Mr. Cribbins had been indicted in 2019. Prosecutors said that the 2 occasions in December 2018, he used Snapchat to send a photo of his penis to a girl under age 16. At the time, he was a president of California Youth Soccer Club, although he's not affiliated with the club anymore. Judge Ambrose set sentencing for October 15th. I can't find a picture of this guy. It's already got, you can't find it. Well, I'm sure if I looked harder, I could probably find it, but I can't find anything on Mr. Cribbins. Timothy Cribbins. Sicky. I could do a whole pedophile segment every episode about the some idiot, some coach that did something stupid every day. And we have all these other problems. Anyways, Jeffrey Epstein. So have you guys watched Filthy Rich on Netflix? That guy, this is, okay, we have this Black Lives Matter movement going on. And it's like 80% from polls out there of positive approval of Black Lives Matter. And it's a brilliant name, especially for that company, Black Lives Matter. They're making a fortune because they have so much control. They're all powerful. They can shut anything down. They could listen to this podcast, which they won't, but if they did and they didn't like it, they could shut me down easily. They're crazy, freaking. They're powerful. Don't mess with them. But this whole, if you watch the Jeffrey Epstein, The Filthy Rich on Netflix, it'd be so nice if Black Lives Matter, the organization, I'm not talking about the saying, the organization Black Lives Matter, if we got the Black Lives Matter movement to attack Congress, Republicans, Democrats, and go after them and shut them down and riot at their houses, I would participate and demand these things. Let me tell you what we should demand. Demand term limits and defund Congress. You do those two things, I'm joining the Black Lives Matter movement with that organization. Not the saying. Black lives do matter. I'm talking about the organization, the most powerful organization on earth right now. That is a movement I could support because everything that we're talking about the injustices of the world and everything, especially in the United States of America, comes from Congress, comes from these idiots that have been there for year after year. And the reason I say this is because Jeffrey Epstein, if you watch this Netflix series, by the way, it doesn't look good for Donald Trump. So not good for him, not Clinton, not the prince from the UK, Prince Henry, who is it? I don't know. Prince Andrews. It doesn't look good for them at all. It's horrible. Jeffrey Epstein literally raped 51 girls and got out because of, and continued to rape many more girls. I mean, girls, like 12-year-olds. He got away with it. They knew he was doing that, but because he had control over politicians, he was able to get away with it and sent back to the streets to keep doing what he was doing for years and years, and everyone knew it. And no one's paying attention to it now. Why? Because we're distracted with so many other things. I'm just trying to pay attention to everything. And I'm telling you, for all you supporters of Democrats, I love Democrats. I'm a Democrat. I will vote only Democrat. Good news. Watch this. It destroys Donald Trump. Watch it. It's not good. It's not good at all. It's crazy. And guess what? It's true. And let's just say, even if it's half true, it's scary. It's so flippin' scary. Watch that. And the reason Epstein was able to rape young little girls, listen to me, was able to rape little girls, and me having 2 daughters, it makes me sick in my stomach, is because of term limit, or we don't have term limits. Did you hear what I just said? It's because of Congress, you got people like Joe Biden that are in there for Nancy Pelosi for years, decades, almost a century for some of them. They are bought, and they'll never get out unless we, the people, upright. That's a movement that makes sense. Let's destroy Congress. Let's destroy the Senate. We need term limits. Term limits. I mean, they get a vote on if they get a pay raise, and we want to defund the police? No, defund Congress. They're the one that make the rules that the police have to follow. It's just unplug yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention to everything. Well, if you watch CNN, fine. Ugh. Watch Fox News. Watch it all. Watch YouTube. Watch Netflix series. Watch as much information you get and really unplug yourself from anything and decipher through the craziness of this world. That would be ideal. Anyways, Soccer America. So Soccer America, I don't pay for the subscription. So I can't get all the information. So I'm going to respond according with the information they can give me. So this is the Soccer America news of the day. U.S. Youth Soccer offers national showcase again as soon as October. 8 events are scheduled for 2020-21 with the participation of teams from National League conferences as well as ... That's all the information I can get on that. So I'll respond according to the information I got on that. So U.S. Youth Soccer, according to me, on the limited information I was given, that their national showcases are going to bring them back because it's all about catering to who? The white man, the privilege, whatever words you want to hear. We need Megan Rapinoe to stop this from happening. They're forcing this whole identity and support of pay to play for kids to get on planes, to leave like states like Texas, which is bigger than most countries, to another place like Phoenix, Arizona or somewhere, which is bigger than a lot of countries. I mean, Phoenix, Arizona, in the last World Cup for the men's, Serbia was in the final. Serbia is smaller than Phoenix, Arizona. Anyways, we'll fly teams from Texas to Phoenix to play in a national showcase. Who can do that? The ones that can afford to do it. Megan Rapinoe, deal with it. That's all I got for that segment. Well, the segment continues. So wait for U.S. national teams to return to play will likely be months more. Domestic leagues are starting back up, but international play faces far greater complications because of the travel across ... That's all I get. So thoughts on this is the U.S. national team. This is a perfect opportunity to do what Greg Berhalter wants to do. He wants to create what? Is Greg Berhalter still getting paid? This whole shutdown is huge for him because he can't get fired right now. He gets to keep his job while everything's shut down. That's brilliant. Greg's raking it in. Greg needs to take the national team. He should have done it during the COVID major, a couple of months ago, so he could do what? He could build a culture. He always talks about we need a culture. The culture starts now. That's like saying we need to build more jails versus put more money in education, or whatever. So we can educate and teach so they don't go to jail kind of thing. So they're going to go to, they should go to Japan where they just store and test. So therefore there is no COVID. They will go there and they will develop a culture. Maybe. I'm not sure. That's something they should do. Greg Berhalter, you can do it. FC Dallas suspends workout after players test positive for COVID-19. The MLS club said the case doesn't present a risk to anyone who has been at Toyota Stadium. Okay, so my thoughts on the rest of the story is this has happened all over. I was at a high school yesterday, and I was, everyone's doing it. They have all their protocols, and then I hear from the athletic directors like, someone tested positive. We got to shut down this group, and they're all shut down. Anyways, so this is going to happen. We're delaying the ability to get COVID because if you get COVID, you'll develop the antibodies to overcome it. And a lot of people, you can get it twice. Shut up. All right, that's not how the human body works. Healthy human bodies develop antibodies. It's for everything. If you get bit by a snake, you need to have that snake, or at least know what you got bit by, so they can create the serum to heal you. That's how the human body works. Of course, I don't know much. I'm not a doctor or a scientist. That's not true. I am a scientist of soccer, so you must listen to me. You test positive if you have a healthy person. If I was very concerned about winning, this is how I would think as Major League Soccer, Premier League, or whatever. I would literally take my whole team and all the personnel, the healthy people. I'll take my whole team, all the players that actually contribute to winning. I take them. I would get them together, find someone that has COVID, spread it amongst the team, lock them all together for 2 weeks. All of them get it, get sick or whatever it is, get through it, develop the antibodies so you don't have to deal with this week after week and do all the testing. And it's just stupid. You're going to lose your best players at the worst times. Why do you want to avoid it if you're healthy? Get it. So you develop the antibodies so you can be stronger. Isn't that what you take the flu shot? You know, there's different strains of the flu. The whole point of the flu shot is they give you a little bit of the flu, and then you develop the antibodies and you can deal with it, whatever. But then again, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm limited on everything I do. DeAndre Yedlin, my grandfather told me he's glad that I'm not living in the U.S. right now. In a series of tweets, Yedlin, who's in Newcastle United, said, Ira Yedlin's text has not been ... I don't know. So yes, DeAndre Yedlin, you do not want to be in the U.S. soccer or U.S. right now. That's not true. You just don't want to be back at your home, which is Seattle. Seattle is nuts. You don't want to be back there because they're nuts. They are woke. They're so woke they took over their city. Good job, Seattle, you bunch of morons. Michael Bradley. I just hope that people are able to go to the polls in November. The Toronto FC captain has lived in Canada since 2014 after 8 seasons in Europe, but he is horrified. ... I don't know the rest of the story, but I'm just going to comment anyways. Michael Bradley, you just need to stay in Canada. I hope you don't make the polls because you just stay in Canada. You defected. Stay. Hopefully you stay there forever. Hopefully Greg Vanney gets you as an assistant coach because you are a great leader apparently, because I don't know how anyone can like the soccer you do. I don't see it. And maybe I'm just stupid. I could be stupid because I've had players that I cut at PC that end up being studs and going Division I and Pro. I've seen it happen. I'm just telling you what I see. And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying that's just what I see. I see horrible soccer being played. Stay in Canada. Stay with Greg Vanney and don't vote. And America will be grateful for it. I don't know. I apologize, Michael Bradley. We're both bald guys trying to show off our craniums. And your cranium is huge, so you're definitely smarter than I am. So that's kind of what's going on in my world. This was a weird podcast for me. Long. And I'm bored. I want to go back to work. What about you? Support this podcast by going to CoachCameron.com and buying leggings, cup, t-shirts, the most expensive socks you've ever seen. I'm getting all this stuff. It's freaking taking too while. But you do this to support this crazy podcast on this one take kind of wonderment that I put together. Or share this episode. You can share it. That'll help. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Have a blessed day. Goodbye.